Learn Android and iOS natively first before you even touch Flutter or React Native. I have been hearing this advice for years, from senior developers, from YouTube videos, from boot camps, from Twitter threads with thousands of likes. And I'm here to tell you this advice is wrong. And if you're a beginner who followed it blindly, it may have already cost you months of your time. Today, we're having the debate that the mobile dev community keeps dancing around. I'm going to give you my honest, unfiltered take, and then I want to hear yours in the comments. Let's go. So here's the argument people make. And to be fair, it's not a stupid argument. The idea is if you learn native Android with Kotlin and native iOS with Swift first, you'll understand how mobile platforms truly work. The lifecycle, the build system, the platform-specific APIs. And then when you pick up Flutter or React Native, you'll be a stronger developer. Sounds wise, right? Sounds like something a senior dev with 10 years of experience would say. But here's what they're not telling you. This advice made perfect sense in 2015. Back then, Flutter didn't exist. React Native was barely functional. Cross-platform genuinely meant compromise. Learning Kotlin or Swift was the only serious path. I get it. But that world, it no longer exists. Point 1. The job market doesn't care about your learning journey. It cares about your output. Companies, especially startups which hire the most junior developers, want one person who can ship on both Android and iOS. Flutter developers are commanding salaries that rival native specialists. The industry already voted. Cross-platform won. Point 2. Learn native to understand fundamentals is a false prerequisite. Think about it. Do we tell web developers, learn C before JavaScript? Do we tell React developers, master raw DOM manipulation for 6 months before touching a single component? No, we don't. Because you learn fundamentals as they become relevant, not as a ritual before you're allowed to be productive. Point 3, and this one is big. Flutter specifically destroyed this argument. Flutter doesn't just wrap native. It has its own rendering engine called Impeller. Understanding Flutter deeply is understanding a sophisticated modern system. It's not a shortcut, it's a different road, a better road for most developers. And point 4, the one nobody talks about. Motivation is the most underrated variable in learning. A beginner who builds a real, working, beautiful cross-platform app in 3 months with Flutter, they stay in the game, they keep building, they level up. A beginner forced to study Kotlin for 6 months and then told, great, now go learn Swift, and then you can start Flutter. A huge number of them quit, and we lose good developers because of bad advice. Now, I want to be honest with you, because that's why you're here. The people giving this advice, they're not entirely wrong. They're just wrong about when and who. Here's a real counter-argument I got when I was discussing this topic. Flutter developers still need to open Gradle files, the Android manifest, and info.plist. And if someone wants to build a Flutter plugin, they absolutely must know native. And you know what? That's true. But here's how I interpret it. What we're talking about is contextual native knowledge, not foundational native-first learning. And there's a massive difference. When a Flutter developer hits a build error and opens build.gradle for the first time, they are motivated. They have a real problem in front of them. They understand exactly why that file matters. That learning sticks 10 times better than studying Gradle in isolation before they even know what a widget is. Now, plugin development. Full stop. If you want to write Flutter plugins, you must know native. That means Kotlin for Android, Swift for iOS, platform channels, native threading models, all of it. But here's my reframe. Plugin development is senior level specialization, not a beginner starting point. Telling a beginner, learn native first because one day you might write a plugin, is like telling a junior chef, learn blacksmithing first because one day you might want to forge your own knives. Possible, even admirable, but not where you start. So what's the actual roadmap? Here's how I'd break it down, honestly. If you're a beginner who wants to build apps and get hired fast, start with Flutter. Learn it deeply. Touch native when Flutter's abstraction becomes a ceiling for you. If you eventually want to write plugins, master Flutter first. Build real projects, build confidence, then do your native deep dive. By then, Kotlin or Swift will take you weeks to learn, not months. If your goal is OS-level apps, system integrations, or working at Google or Apple, native first. Always. No debate there. And here's the thing most people miss. That ceiling I mentioned, the point where Flutter can't do what you need and you have to go native, most developers never hit it. And when they do, they're senior enough to pick up Kotlin or Swift in a matter of weeks. The native-first advice protects the ego of people who learned the hard way. It doesn't protect your career. So that's my take, and I want yours. Do you agree with me, or do you think learning native first is still the right call? Drop it in the comments. I genuinely read every single one, and I want this to be a real conversation. If this video gave you a new perspective, hit the like button. It helps more developers find this content, and honestly, these are the kinds of debates our community needs to have more. And if you're a beginner figuring out where to actually start with mobile development, I've got a full Flutter roadmap on this channel. Check that out next. The link is right here. I'll see you in the next one.